Hello everyone, my name is Muir and this is Starsector version 0.95 ARC-15. I've heard a lot of people say that, the shuttle's not really useful for anything. Well, first off, let's look at this. So we're using auxiliary support. We have this to extend point defense. We have a lot of this stuff in there, so there's a lot going into making this work. But here's the thing. This ship is very fast, and it's very nice point defense to an extent. Look at the weapon groups, predictable. Has 0 vents and 0 capacitors. Part of the reason for that is we use less lux to fire all of our weapons than we dissipate, so we don't need to worry about it that much. So this has escort package. It increases the range of each of these machine guns by 300. It makes its maneuverability go up by 100, and its damage dealt to fighters and missiles by 100%. So, to fighters, it's actually doing 416 damage. That has militarized subsystems, which are required for the escort package, and it has integrated targeting units, so we get that little bit of extra range. 10% extra range. So what is this actually good at doing? Well, this costs 2 points. And let's have it go up against a hound. Let's have the AI fight a hound, will we? Because right now, well, there's the bottom of the barrel and we're currently scraping it. In terms of ships. So, alright. Hound had to back off. That flux is going down. And once again, the hound is backing off. Its armor is almost gone on the front of its ship, and well, the shuttle has taken no damage whatsoever. All right, well, the hound is doing a little bit better, but well, the shuttle is back at 0 flux again as well, with really no damage on it. The hound is starting to suffer. It's going to start taking hull damage. Not good for the hound. No. It might. It looks like this is going to be a very one-sided fight. Alright, so the hound with its assault chain gun just can't get through the shields of the shuttle. We have a machine gun in the back not doing anything, so this is a very pitched battle for that hound. Alright, and it's going to go down very, very soon. And there it goes. And just a second. Hermes going to have to chase it down. Nope, there it goes. So let's just look at this range here. So each one of these is about 150. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That means this has a range of 900. Or so. That's pretty crazy. Okay, so it can take down a hound. What else can it take down? Well, it only costs 2 points. Let's see if it can take down a condor that is using interceptors. Well, let's find out. Interceptors, as you may or may not know, don't really have flares. They're your typical air superiority fighter. So they have somewhat decent alpha strike damage for fighters, but, well, no real sustain. Alright, so with the fighters all dead, with the talons all dead, I have a feeling this is going to be not great for the Condor. So, the shuttle has no problem shooting down the missiles and the fighters. But the Condor, as well, has no problem getting its fighters back out as well. So, who will win? Shuttle? Condor? One thing's for sure, this shuttle, this Condor has been busy for an extremely long period of time, considering that the shuttle only costs 1/5 with still points, and the Condor is now being attacked directly. That's not good for it. But alright, how's it going now? Looks like those Talons are being forced to hide. And the Condor is now taking damage directly. That's really not good for that. And the Interceptors simply cannot survive all the damage that comes their way. So what else you got? Well, the hull on the Condor is surviving. But here we go, fighting the Interceptors again. This is a fight that does take a while, since it's just 2 light machine guns, and they don't do a whole lot of hull damage. I mean, they don't do a whole lot of armor damage. The Talons do a halfway decent job at keeping the shuttle busy. They don't do as good of a job as something like a broadside would, a broadsword. But they are very swift. They're very good at doing just a little bit of damage and then running away. But for that little bit of damage, they take a massive amount of losses just to put a few missiles into the shuttle. But just look at how little those missiles can actually survive against this thing. It pretty much shoots down everything for the most part. So, if you had a problem with missiles or interceptors, this could actually protect your destroyers pretty well. I don't know. They took out its engines and they took out one of its machine guns. Are they going to attack while they have the advantage? No, of course not. Alright, well. Alright, now they come in for the attack, full force again. But, well, a whole lot of them die. Again, they take massive losses just to do chip damage. Not something I would recommend. But how's the Condor looking? Its armor in the front piece here is down. And it's slowly starting to take harbor damage in the other area as well. But we're at the point where the shuttle is now starting to degrade, but the Condor is being attacked directly. It's not good for the Condor. Will the shuttle be able to clutch it out? We'll find out. The Condor is getting to the point where it wants to focus on keeping its shields up a bit longer to try and protect its hull, which is perfectly fine, but not great for the Condor. That means the AI understands it's taking a bunch of damage and wants to stop that. So little by little, Condor is having problems. It's down to 30% fighters, so that's not good for it. It might lose its only real defense somewhat soon. Alright. So, the Interceptors come in once again. Their Vulcan cannons are doing a little bit of damage here and there, but at great losses. How's it looking now? 37% fighters. Not great. Alright. Taking a lot of damage just to be able to vent its flux. But now the Condor is starting to have problems. Of course, the shuttle is nearing the bit where it's nearing the CR, the combat readiness range, where it's going to start degrading. It's going to start losing power to engines or weapons. Let's see if it can take down the Condor before it itself falls apart simply due to being used to fight. It usually starts at 30, where it starts to have problems. Let's see, the Condor is at half health. 2 shuttles would just flat out kill it, no problem. don't know. One of the machine guns has had an error. That's not good. But that machine gun is back online, and the engines should be back online relatively soon. Can it get the job done? Can it kill the Condor? Well, maybe. The Salamander's taking out one of the sides of its machine guns. It was a bit of a problem. How's it doing? It's going after that Talon. Alright. It is at 17%. Will it be able to chase down and kill the Condor? Well, if its engines keep screwing up, probably not. Right, it's using its special. Trying to get up to just barely near normal speed. But it has a little bit of an uphill battle ahead of it. And the fighters are coming in once more. Is this the end? It is. Alright, so this can't take on a Condor by itself. But what about a drone tender? Can it do that? Let's find a drone tender somewhere. Oh. Go on, Mr. Shuttle. Show that drone tender. What for? Alright, here we go. Drone tender v shuttle. Can it do what needs to be done? Well, considering that it's pretty much dedicated point defense, I'm going to put my money on yes. And it looks like that's probably the case. The drones kind of just gets shot down by the back of the shuttle. And now the drone tuner is being shot directly. It's having problems. Might get shot in the engines, go wee, as the drone tenders are common to do. Been playing Final Fantasy XIV too much. I want to say as they are wont to do. Now we sound like we're from the 1800s. Alright, so what can we do? Well, that drone tender is kind of screwed. And it might just be dead at this point. Yep, there it goes. Alright, so the shuttle can take down a drone tender by itself pretty easily. Cannot take down a Condor, but it can get close. It can take the Hound. Can it take on an Enforcer? I'm putting my money on probably not. What do you guys think? Let me know in the comments below. Well, the shuttle is super maneuverable. But it very slowly puts damage on the Enforcer, to the point that the Enforcer can kind of just soak the damage on its armor and hope for the best. Well, let's find out what it can do. Well, if it keeps up like this, the Enforcer could actually lose. It's put no damage on the shuttle. The shuttle has put a bunch of damage on, well, put some armor damage on it. But just to reiterate this, we have a 2 ordnance point shuttle that's currently on track to potentially kill a 9 ordnance point Enforcer. It'll just take it a long time to do it. Alright. And all that free damage, all it has to do is just start tagging it. All complete with the AI doing all the work here. Enforcer shields are slowly getting higher. And now it needs to start venting. Now it's going to start trying to pivot to reduce the amount of armor damage hull damage it takes in one place. But ultimately, the Enforcer is just outmaneuvered. That will... Now, don't get me wrong, this will take absolutely forever. But the Enforcer just doesn't really stand a chance. All what it can do is sort of just hope that it gets lucky. It needs to, I don't know, charge in and fire one of those torpedoes or something. And then maybe it could do something. But at the moment, it's just dying an incredible and excruciatingly slow death. Because it has the equivalent. It is being killed by the equivalent of a broadsword? It's gonna take a bit. Will the shuttle run out of CR before it kills the Enforcer? That's the new question. Alright. But as you can see, it's putting a lot of hard flux on that Enforcer relatively quickly. There's just not much the Enforcer can do about it. Alright, but it is looking like the shuttle might actually be able to kill the Enforcer before it runs out of combat readiness. But let's find out if it can actually do it. Force is doing a decent job of trying to spread the damage around its armor. But the thing about never having to stop firing is that you can just fire forever. You don't have to worry about your flux being high. But alright, a little bit more damage on the hull. A lot more of the front of the Enforcer is armorless now. Will the shuttle be able to pull it off? But just to point this out, this Enforcer would normally be all killing something important, but right now, it's just trying to desperately chase around what would likely be one of the weakest ships in your fleet. The ship that no one wants to be on because it is expendable number one. Alright. Pumping all that damage into the hull, hoping for the best. But it's starting to wane. Enforcer is likely going to win the battle of attrition here. I'm starting to really doubt that the shuttle will be able to clutch this out, simply because it just doesn't have the damage. Once it hits 30%, it's going to start having some pretty big issues. One of its machine guns just went out. And now it's wanting to stay away from the Enforcer, because it is starting to have some pretty major problems. But let's see. Will the Enforcer make some mistakes? Oh no. There goes part of the engine. The Enforcer might actually be able to chase it down now. And looks like it might be able to just kill the shuttle at this point. Come on, shuttle. You can do... Oh, your guns are down. That's not good. Its engines are down. Everything's going wrong. The engines are down. Barely move. You can do it. Not if they can't properly run away. It's trying to hit it with its torpedoes. Come on. You can maybe do it. Oh, there goes something. Oh, there goes the engines. I think at this point he knows he's screwed. And there he goes. But that took a long time for that Enforcer to be able to win, and only really because this ran out of combat readiness. But yeah, there we go. It can kill other frigates. It can't really... Can it kill a frigate that's dedicated for combat? Not some monstrosity that's put together with a hope and a dream by pirates. Can it kill a combat frigate? Well, let's find out. This is kind of pushed to the limit. Can it do it? That wolf is very adept at dodging in and out as needed. And the shuttle can't really chase it down if the wolf does not want to be found. But the shuttle is also very small. But as you can see, the wolf can sort of just casually stay out of its range with no major problems. But we do see that the front armor of the wolf is almost already down. It's not necessarily good for the wolf. Alright. So can it kill the wolf? Maybe. Wolf is having to play somewhat timidly, but as we can see, even trying its best. If the wolf does not want to be caught, it can't. So what that tells me is, since the wolf can just run away from the shuttle and the shuttle can't catch it, trying its best, there's really no hope for the shuttle to win this battle. The wolf can just either run away forever and wait for its CR to go down, or rush in. But how is it as a support ship? Well, we need something that uses lots of missiles. So what's this thing's loadout? That's lots of missiles. Let's have it go up against that. This would be an idea of... The idea here is we're trying to simulate it defending another ship against missiles. Well, not too bad. And it's pretty much just dedicated point defense. The only thing that's really scary here is that antimatter blaster. But everything else is not too bad. You know, the missiles just get shot down, and it does a pretty good job of being able to protect everything. Let's see, what is that? Alright, so we see that is just pretty good. What about a missile destroyer? A missile cruiser. What is this? That's not the one I'm looking for. There's one that's just all missiles, almost. That's not quite it. It's not it either. Heron's not it. Let's see. Don't mind some of the ships you're probably not supposed to see yet. Like those things. Don't worry about those. Don't worry about that. Okay, so it doesn't look like I can throw it up against a dedicated missile ship. Well, this has lots of sabots and stuff, so let's throw it up against that. That might be, and this, I guess, to simulate more missiles. Those might be the best we're gonna get. Alright, so how is he doing on point defense? Because there's going to be a lot of missiles coming his direction. The answer is most likely going to be pretty good. Alright, well, he can mostly ignore those. Have all those harpoons coming his direction. And, well, down they all go for the most part. Oof. That one harpoon to the engine block. That's not good for him. But yes, so far seems pretty good at shooting down the missiles. It'd be, if you didn't have a dedicated escort ship, this would make a fine addition. This would make a fine, escort. So, these, don't underestimate them. In the early game, these could be absolutely fantastic. And if we could field more of these quickly, they would probably be absolutely destructive to anything in their way. Alright guys, my name is Muir. This has been Starsector's version 0.95A RC15, and I'll catch you guys later. Bye. Hey, you made it to the end of the video. Please consider liking, commenting, and subscribing if you'd like to see more. I really want to know what you'd like to see more of, so just let me know in the comments below. Thanks, and see you next time. Bye.